Welcome, welcome to week 8 of my book study, my book club, Inside a Guide to the Resources Within. We are entering into part 2, which is the 4 elements of human life: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So we start with the body, the physical. And it is one of my favorite places to start because my whole healing journey started because of the messages that I was receiving from my body. What that means is that there were physical situations that were compromising my health. And at the time, really, as I think many of us do, I had no relationship with the idea that the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual were related. When something happened to me physically or mentally or emotionally, it really was just a situation where I would feel like, okay, this is just going on in my life because of the outer circumstances of my life. Possibly I caught a cold or I had an interaction with somebody that really upset me. That there would be no comprehensible relationship between what was going on. Let's just say if I'd had an interaction with somebody that felt abruptive or aggressive or sad or whatever it might be, that could actually impact my physical element, my emotional element, my spiritual element, right? So that these 4 elements are related, that they have a relationship, and that one does not work without impacting another or all of them. Fascinating. I really started to understand this more clearly when I went to become a massage therapist in the mid 90s. I was entering into that time of my life after having felt so many symptoms. And, um, many of you have heard me talk about how my bronchial pneumonia, being laid up in bed for almost a month, really did impact. Or it was, I would say, the trajectory really to my healing path. I understood that physically, if I continued ignoring this sort of holistic understanding, this holistic approach to my overall life, that I was going to be compromised, and I wouldn't live the bountiful and rich life that I really had hoped I would live. So through massage training, I started to understand, all of this relationship, this brilliance that happened when I could um, I guess hold is the best way I can describe it. The fact that when something was going on for me physically, that there was something that was going on for me mentally. And how could I not only soothe myself at a physical level, but at an emotional level, at a spiritual level? And this really has sort of created this idea of rituals in my life, right? So, my life has become sort of this ritual of sacred space, of holding sacred space for the 4 elements of my life. And with that holistic relationship, with that honoring, with that looking inside, and inquiring and having that curiosity about it. Like, what could be going on here? Um, that this has opened a door to health and well being that is so rich and so beautiful. And my sensitivities really are the aspect of my life that keys me into this kind of innate understanding of where I am at any given time with my life. The body, I always say, it's the truth teller. It's not going to be affected by the mind because it knows, I mean, it will be affected by the mind, but it's going to be able to inform me more truthfully and honestly than my mind. Because my mind in this higher capacity has this ability to build stories and blame and do all sorts of things that aren't really supportive to the truth and the authenticity that I'm trying to get at when I am looking inside to grow and heal. So the body, the truth teller, the part of us that when we tune into it has a plethora of information for us. And without that being overwhelming, we can just take small bits of it in our learning and through that have this ability to be informed at many, many levels. This chapter in my book, The Body, is one I really suggest you read. It's a beautiful way to start. It's a beautiful entry, let's say, into this concept of understanding the capacity, the amazing capacity that the body has to heal us when we tune in. So I look forward to hearing from you and uh, hearing what you think about this idea of the body as the truth teller.